Right. Assalamu alaikum, people of Syria. This is an article by the Independent, Saturday, 7th of May, 2011. As you can see, we mentioned in the demonstration that there were problems in Damascus, Latakia, Banyas, Homs, Hama, Dar'a, Tafas, Salamiya in some of the previous demonstrations. That's the evidence from the newspapers. Now, as you can see here, it says as well in this independent newspaper, Saturday, 7th May, 2011, as tanks line the streets, Syrians stand firm to defy brutal regime. It says here a very interesting point. Thousands of protesters faced the guns of the Syrian regime yesterday, undeterred by a ferocious crackdown and a campaign of intimidation that has failed to quell popular discontent against the rule of President Bashar al-Assad. And another point I would like to draw your attention to is video downloaded to YouTube purported to show a demonstration in Hama with protesters running down a main street and hurling stones. Now, the thing is, this would like to show you that in Damascus, as you can see, Harasta, Erbil, Douma, Saqba, Midan, and other parts of Damascus also, they had problems and demonstrators were against the regime. Right, the other point is that I would like to also show you the evidence from the same newspaper, Saturday, 7th May, as you can see, the Independent. Truth and reconciliation, it won't happen in Syria. This is an article by Robert Fisk. Here he says, after he talked about Burhan Ghalioun, there's a very interesting point here. Burhan Ghalioun makes the point that the existence of the regime is like an invasion of the state, a colonization of society, where hundreds of intellectuals are forbidden to travel. About 150,000 have gone into exile and 17,000 have either disappeared or been imprisoned for expressing their opinion. And here, very interesting point, that how he treats Syria as his property. It says here in the article, it is impossible for President Bashar al-Assad to say, like Mubarak and Ben Ali, I will not prolong or renew my mandate like other presidents have pretended to do, because Syria is for Assad his private family property. The word country is not part of the vocabulary. As you can see, the Assad family treats Syria as their property, not as a country. It's not in their vocabulary. Right, the other point that we mentioned in the demonstration, one of them, is Iran accused of helping Syria to suppress protesters. This is The Guardian, Monday, 9 May 2011. As you can see, here some diplomats saying a few things. The diplomat pointed to a significant increase in the number of Iranian personnel in Syria since protests began in mid-March. Mass arrests in door-to-door raids, similar to those that helped to crush Iran's Green Revolution in 2009. Another point here, Tehran has upped the level of technical support and personal support from the Iranian Republican Guard to strengthen Syria's ability to deal with protesters, the diplomat said, adding that the few hundred personnel were not involved in any physical operations. Since the start of the uprising, the Iranian regime has been worried about losing its most important ally in the Arab world and important conduit for weapons to Hezbollah in Lebanon, the diplomat said. The other thing here, another interesting sentence, activists and diplomats claim Iran's assistance includes help to monitor internet communications, such as Skype, widely used by a network of activists, methods of crowd control, and providing equipment such as batons and riot police helmets. Syria has denied seeking or receiving assistance from Iran to put down the unrest. So this is a statement that here. In a statement issued on Friday, Iran's foreign ministry stressed Syria's prime role in opposing Israel and the US and urged opposing forces in the country to compromise on political reform. So as you can see here, another important point, the Assad family from the Shia Muslim minority Alawite sect is likely to be nervous about appearing to be helped by its Shia-dominated ally to crush protesters drawn from the 75% Sunni population. So another interesting point here, regime forces backed by tanks were in action over the weekend in Homs, in the town of Tafas north of Dar'a, and in the coastal city of Banyas, activists said. Violence was also reported yesterday in the Damascus dormitory town of Zabadani. Thank you so much for listening.